Your commitment to evolve in 3D. From our point of view, you all have the knowledge, and you just need to activate the memory that is stored inside your being. We've noticed that some of you, from your location of experience, are out there moaning and groaning, saying, "We need help and assistance now and again." So let us suggest to you an avenue that you can definitely walk down, a formula that works. The formula is quite simple. It is for you, at the moment and every day, to consistently set out with clarity what you wish to experience. Perhaps what you want falls into a category of impossibility according to someone else's boundary or someone else's limitation. With a sense of deserving and graciousness, discover inside yourself what will bring you happiness. What makes you feel light and connected and alive? What do you desire that will bring peace on the planet as you occupy your own being? Whatever those things are, begin to want them. Call them to yourself by saying, "It is my intention that I experience a harmonious lifestyle. It is my intention to experience health and energy that lead me to creative adventures. It is my intention that I be well provided for, that shelter and food and all of the things I need to experience life be given to me in great abundance, and that I pass this great abundance on and share it with others." These are not ideas you have been trained to think of. 2 or 3 times a day, devote a small portion of your time to getting clear about what you want. Every day open the energy centers in your body and above your everyday by calling the frequency of light. We call this the pillar of light. Picture a beam of light coming into your 12 chakra centers, 7 inside your body, and 5 outside your body. These chakras are information centers or vortexes that, once activated, begin to spin. When they spin, they create a movement inside your body that activates the light-encoded filaments to work together, bundle, and form the 12 evolving helixes in the body. It is very important for everyone who wishes to be in complete balance with their physical being to practice, on a regular basis, some kind of deep breathing program. This is a program in which breath is very important and oxygenation is practiced so that oxygen is brought into the body. Another activity we recommend for those of you who wish to move into a vast acceleration of energy is spinning. Move from left to right, spinning around and focusing your vision on your thumb, counting, and spinning. We recommend that you spin 33 times at least once a day. You may build up to the 33 spins very slowly. If you are able to work up to 33 spins, 3 times a day so that you are spinning 99 times, well, we will see how long you stay on the planet, or at least in this dimension. When you complete spinning, however many times you spin, bring your palms together at chest level. Press them together, keeping your eyes open, and balance yourself with your feet a shoulder's width apart so that you feel anchored and still feel the spinning at the same time. This tremendously accelerates the spinning of the chakra systems inside your body, which tremendously accelerates the rate at which you can interpret and receive data. So, the methods to use are intention, breathing, using the pillar of light, and spinning. We will add a postscript to these. As you are electronic beings who are altering your frequency at a very fast rate, we would recommend that you drink a tremendous amount of water, fresh water, purified water, or spring water. Water acts as a conduit or conductor. It keeps your system open and flowing. There are many other things you can do. Learn to have altered state experiences and not feel out of control. Cultivate them and go into them to gather information, change probabilities, move onto the corridor of time, and alter your own lives. Then come out of them with complete and total use of your will with respect to how you use these altered states. When you learn to do this, the acceleration will be absolutely phenomenal. When there are many consciousnesses on the planet registering that kind of ability, the whole network that organizes and monitors human consciousness alters itself. More energy is able to come onto the planet because there are those who can accommodate it. Everyone can learn to accommodate and honor this energy because it must be housed. It is like an oil well. What good do oil wells do if they are untapped and shooting off here, there, and everywhere? Very little. They just create a mess. However, when you take energy gifts from Earth such as oil wells or sources of natural gas or waterfalls and you combine them with your will, you put together a purpose or way of directing the energy. Then a wealth occurs for those of you who direct these natural resources. The most essential aspect of this entire process of directing and housing energies is to value Earth and her experience first and foremost. You are being given an incredible natural resource at this time, and you just tap it and direct it. Then you will all become very wealthy individuals in the realms of accessibility and mastery. Many of you want to reach the higher realms and stay there, forgetting that your task is here on Earth. You must learn to stay grounded. The necessity of being grounded is something many of you do not understand. You will soon find out that if you move into greater and greater acceleration and you do not have grounds things to connect you and pull the worlds into one, you may have difficulty with your nervous systems. When frequency changes and more light comes into the body, the typical vehicle begins to receive much more data. Sometimes you get very bored living in your world, and you just want to come into data receptivity and forget about what you consider the mundane world. If you are not grounded, you will not have a way of allowing that information to enter your reality and be put to use. It could simply overload your system, or you could not be able to translate what you are getting and stay calm. You need to balance many worlds at once. How do you do this? By intention, by practice, and by decree. Grounding allows worlds to merge and allows you to access many worlds. It allows you to feel surges of energy and then to direct these surges of energy where and when you need them, to become superhuman. A good way to ground yourself is to go outside and sit on the ground. So go outside and be in nature. Stand or sit next to a tree for a while. Put your chair in the sun and read a book with the sun shining on you. Or go swimming, or put your feet in the water. These are the elements. They make up Earth, so you can feel them. As you evolve and your entire species moves to merge dimensions, your nervous systems must be able to translate all of this information that will change how you define your world. This is coming. In the last year, the information that you may have known for years has become much more public. Many more people who have not been interested in extraterrestrials or personal development have become either interested or at least aware of these things. They are aware that there is a growing movement and that something is changing all over the world, not just in the United States. There is a conflict of energies at this time, which you could call either a skirmish or a grand battle. The battle is going to become grander still because it is a battle over whose frequency will prevail on this planet and who will own, manipulate, and train your frequency. Who are you, as a frequency in disguise as a human, and what specifically is your job at this time? It is essential to know who you are and what you are doing when you are doing it. As you become interdimensional and multidimensional, and as the frequencies alter and the energies accelerate, your body goes through the drastic rapid change that the nervous system, the conveyor of information, must handle. You must learn to handle many realities at once, to realize that you are doing this, and to have a place Earth to translate information into. You would not be here if it wasn't important for you to ground information and energy into Earth. So whenever you find yourself electrified or energized, realize that you are in an altered state. Realize also how many versions of altered states there are and that you must instruct yourself to become a conduit, like a big pipeline. When you know you are in an altered state and are being given information, healing energy, exaltation, or upliftment, act as a pipeline. Funnel the energy through yourself, and acknowledge and recognize that you are in a multidimensional expression. Register this, but do not analyze it. Just let the energy filter through you into Earth, and it will make more sense later on. You can discover your emotional body by making a decree that you believe emotions can be trusted. Decree that you believe emotions are good, that they are safe, that they can take you somewhere, that they are beneficial, and that they are not just in the way or misunderstood. Anytime emotions are released in you, look to see what they do for you. When you have a fight with your child and your child screams at you and then afterward you feel bad and cry, look at your emotion. What is emotion doing for you? Whenever you are in emotion, you are accessing information from many realities. Find that frequency and hold it. It is somewhat of a universal belief that emotions are uncontrollable. They are not. You can control emotion, and you do not have to go out of control. Emotion can become a frequency inside of you through which you feel to the depth and core of your being. Yet, someone may look at you and not have any idea that anything is going on with you. This does not mean you are blocking, it simply means you have set up a way to feel an emotion and not feel bad about it or good about it but just recognize you are feeling it. See what you can do with emotion. Where does it take you? What is the next step? Disengage from the event that brought about the emotion. That will help some of you. Bodywork serves to bring about a release. You have used the tissue and muscle of your body as armor to cover up your skeleton. This tissue has compacted and buried itself and kept what is in the skeletal form from rising to the surface. You want to access information that is within the bone, for bone is where the story is held, while the blocks are held in tissue. You must go through all of these layers to get to the truth inside your body. Your blueprint, or what you came onto this planet to achieve, begins to get excited when you get close. This is just like the game you played when you were a child. You would hide something, and when someone got close, you would say, "Warmer." Your body gets excited as your blueprint begins to take over and you move out of your logical mind and into the experience. That is because you are aligning yourself with your purpose. Your body, not your mind, takes in the information. If you allow your emotions to have a free rein, you will have a much more satisfying experience than if you judge your emotions, do not understand what you are going through, and attempt to control them. You need your emotions. We cannot emphasize that enough. Some of you pride yourselves on the fact that you don't have emotion. This will not work much longer because you will find that what you pride yourself on will bring about your destruction. You may feel as if you have worked things through with your parents. It would be more accurate to say that you have had as much vision as has been possible at a given time. When you experience some sort of bodywork or crystal work, or you create any kind of movement to higher ground, you get a bigger picture. Information is stored and written in stone. Information is also stored and written in bone. That is why it is important to work with the skeletal structure because it houses much of your experience in this lifetime. Let things come out, and do not chastise yourself because you thought you were finished with certain events. Say, "This is wonderful. There is more here. I love it." Use the experience as if you are discovering a gold mine, as if you are discovering that you are a newly birthed, wealthy person. All you go through is what you decide you have to go through. You don't know how much you are clearing. You are opening avenues of consciousness for the planet, not just for yourselves. The good thing is that what you are clearing now is the easier stuff. Some of the far-out bizarre stuff will come later when you will be so blasé about it that it won't make any difference. Everything happens in its own time. The mutation occurring in the evolution or plugging in of internal data to external data. The clearing occurring is the accessing of all the emotional bodies you have been frightened of using. You need to access your emotional body in order to understand your spiritual body. As we have said, the mental body and the physical body go hand in hand, while the emotional body and the spiritual body go hand in hand. Because the spiritual body is non-physical and you are locked in the physical realm, you must access the whole realm of the non-physical through your emotions. Human beings tend to love their dramas so much that they can get lost in the process of processing. Processing can become a way of life. This is not useful. It is not cool to always be processing and saying to people, "Don't call me, I'm processing. I'm deep in my stuff. I can't figure it out." Yes, your personal dramas need to be examined. Yes, your personal dramas are a banquet of nourishment for yourself. But, eat the food and get on with life and make yourself another banquet. Quit holding onto these gems of your past and being so frightened that if you resolve these issues you will never have anything else exciting come up again in your lives. It is good to put processing in perspective. The human body is evolving and changing. It may believe that it needs a certain nutritional combination because this is what you have been taught. Ideally at this point, however, you will forget what you have been taught. You will listen to your body and let your body tell you what it wants. We would guess that many of you in the last year have changed the things you want to eat. You no longer feel comfortable eating what you used to eat because the vibration within certain food is so intense that it is not compatible with you. In the meat industry, as you know it, the cattle, pigs, and chickens are not fed food. They live in small compartments, and many of them do not see the light of day. Many of them defecate on top of one another because they live in layers of small metal boxes. This is how they are raised. They are fed steroids and antibiotics, things other than food. They are not raised with love. When they are taken to slaughter, they are also not killed with love. So you are ingesting this vibration. Remember that all things exist as vibration. Animals were put upon the planet to be companions for you, to live on the land, and to feed you and shelter you if necessary. This was to be done with love. If you live on a farm and raise your own chickens and pigs, and if you feed them food, and if, when it comes time to bring them to slaughter, you do it with compassion and love, then it is fine. You give the quality of life to the animals, and then the animals in turn recycle themselves to give you love and quality of life. That is the ideal. That was the reality for a long time upon this planet. It is not the reality any longer. Be aware of the vibration within things. Let your body speak what it wants. Let yourself be willing to change, because your body, as it attempts to raise its vibration and build a light body, will move away from certain foods. Intend that you wish to change your diet and then intend that things come to you. We emphasize over and over again that you are much more than physical beings. You exist in many realities, and you have a multitude of guides. So each of you needs to become more clear in your intentions. What do you want? State, I want to evolve. I want to change my diet. I wish to have a greater sense of intuition. Be clear about what you intend. The words I intend have tremendous power. True health would consist of 12 completely mutated and evolved helixes inside the body, which would activate full brain capacity. It will take a while for the 12 helixes to be completely activated, though they can begin to be plugged in. Some of you have experienced them as plugged in, yet not activated. When they are in activation, the full brain is in operation and you are geniuses. You know everything, you are telepathic, and you are able to do anything because you are the host of the living library. You have the card that allows you to access any kind of information stored all over this planet. If you could aspire to anything, we would ask you to become impeccable keepers of frequency. Keep inside yourself knowledge and information of the highest order, an order of unlimited being. Make that frequency, simply by living it, available to all around you by walking your streets, shopping in your stores, and simply resting on your pillows in the evening and knowing who you are. There will come a time when you will no longer need to seek information outside of yourselves. At this time, we and others like us come to trigger you, to round you up, to gather you together, and to put you into clusters so that you can reflect off each other and electromagnetically charge each other. When we work with you, we create sparks of light that allow openings. As these openings occur within you, you vibrate at such a rate that you affect everyone around you. Whenever something clicks with one of you, you send out a frequency of recognition and other people pick it up. That is how the group mind grows. It occurs without you rationally understanding it or specifically having a picture or a realization of it because it happens electromagnetically within the body. You create the raising of energy according to how much you are able to handle. Individuals must trigger themselves into multidimensionality. Part of the self makes a decision and says, all right, I wish to go into this multidimensional experience. What do I want to do? The desire must whine first. The desire is a realization that puts you in the moment. Then you must decide what you are going to do with this desire. You might forget it tomorrow. In order to structure this desire and demonstrate that you are really serious about it, participate in events, actions, rituals, and ceremonies that demonstrate your commitment. Then you can proceed to structure your life in such a way as to send the signal that this is what you mean. This can be like living and walking prayer. Churches teach people to pray and beg certain lords for things that they want or for forgiveness. We are suggesting a living prayer, a process by which every moment in the day has meaning and leads you because of the way you are acting and your focus on what you are praying for. Living prayer involves having a very conscious intention about the objects in your environment, having an altar, having sacred things, and having nothing in your reality that does not have meaning for you. We know that suggesting you have nothing in your reality that has no meaning sends an earthquake through some of you. But how many of you are putting up with things you don't want in your life, whether it is the coat you have been wearing for the last 15 years that has a few moth holes under the arm or the partner you have been carting around for 35 years who has more than a few moth holes? It is a challenge to get rid of everything in your life that does not have meaning for you, yet this is essential. Putting an altar together is a great overlay for activating ritual. Ritual stirs up cellular memory and reminds you of ancient teachings that are stored inside you. It puts these teachings into your active memory. Ritual puts you in the now and takes you from one expanding now to another by honoring aspects of Mother Earth that have personal significance. You create personal significance for yourself. All things first come into being because someone decided to energize them. Anything can be energized. It comes down to the power of the individual mind to activate the will and use it to restructure reality. There is no one on the earth plane at this time who is not impulsed toward evolving. No one without this impulse would have come here. All the portals that were opened and the blueprints that were laid out for this time were conditioned to work towards self-motivating, self-accelerating, rapid evolution. This book itself is a process and a trigger. The keys are hidden within this book. We encourage you to act on the impulses that are whispering in your ear saying, "You are part of this family of light, and Earth is a living library." We will entice you and assist you by saying that there are many rewards. Even though we will never guarantee that the challenges will stop, there is a stance of mastery that you will achieve. Learn to read the symbols and follow the impulses to their highest conclusion. Being multidimensional means opening the channels and turning the dials to the various frequencies, and then receiving the transmissions or knowings. There are not enough words in the present vocabulary or dictionary of expression to convey the feelings of the non-physical realm. The spirit we speak of encompasses many ideas. It basically refers to that which is not physical or not within third-dimensional viewing. You can liken this enticement or leap to bounding on a trampoline and going for one gigantic jump, after which you never touch the trampoline again. You bound and then go for that gold that sends you into the realm of spirit. This is not to say that you are lost or destroyed or that your molecules are disseminated. It is simply the vault that all of the ancient shamans on Earth practiced and maintained as a potentiality, a way of linking intelligent forms and assisting the evolving human species. Multidimensionality to us is a way of life. We realize that part of our challenge as teachers is to transduce our way of life into systems that are evolving. To put you at rest, however, unless you check out of the planet, this is a process you are heading toward, though how you encounter it is up to you. We want you to be able to go to the edge of a cliff, step off it, and stand in the air next to the cliff edge. We want you to be out there. We want you to recognize the heretic inside of you, tile part that knows and is going to break this reality wide open and establish a whole new paradigm of consciousness. This is not going to be done by one world leader, it is going to be done by the masses because the masses are ready for it. At this time, the Guardians of Light are on this planet in the millions. All you need to do is evolve yourselves. Your work at this time is very intensely involved with the self, the physical vehicle that you presently occupy. It is the self that allows you to play this game at this time. Love it, honor it, cherish it, take good care of it, speak very well of it, and intend that it perform at optimum capacity. That is all you need do to be open to connecting with your family of light. Then be prepared to find out who light has met, who light is going to introduce you to, and who might, indeed, are. Love is what you experience when you go beyond light. You need light, which is information, to access this love. Without the informational frequency, the love frequency is misunderstood. When the love frequency comes first, without the light frequency, you think that love is outside of yourself rather than understanding that it is you. Then you do what people on the planet have done for eons. You worship and deify everything and think that love is out there rather than in here. We have decided to come onto this planet and operate with light first by informing you, strengthening you, and firing your blueprints according to information. Now that you have become informed, and you understand what you are up against during the multidimensional light infusion with your identity, you will begin to experience the love frequency that will allow you to extend love to other versions of your multidimensional self and create a massive healing of consciousness on many levels. The experiences you will have in these realms of activity can be very powerful. They will alter you tremendously, and you will walk around with a smile from ear to ear so that others will wonder what you have been up to. It will carry yourself this way because you will be in a vibration of ecstasy. You will be in a vibration of connectedness, and everyone and everything you draw to yourself will be a part of that vibration. Anything that does not resonate with this frequency will not even be able to get near you. In actuality, when you resonate with the higher frequencies, anything that is not in those frequencies will not even see you. When you operate in the frequency of information coupled with the creation and love, You will be put to work spreading that frequency, not by doing it for others, but by allowing others to feel your frequency when they come in contact with you. You all are invaluable, you know. Those of you who master these things, and there is no reason why all of you cannot, will be in very high demand one of these days. You will be looked upon as superhuman. However, it is not for you to separate yourself from the population. It is your place to teach the population and show them how they can do the same thing. Frequencies are to be given and shared freely so that everyone can discover what they can do for themselves. This is how this planet is going to evolve.